YouTube family? What's good? Yo, let's do it. So, as of late, if you hadn't heard, now you know, President Trump has offered to pitch his hat into the ring and run for president once again come 2024. So, he's looking at taking charge and being president of the U.S. once again, which it's debatable as to how you feel the direction of the country is going to be going here in the very near future. So why is this important? Well, check this out. We've had this instance or these instances that have been coming up with between blacks and Jews. Well, not necessarily black people and Jewish people, but rather our entertainers like Ye, Kyrie Irving, Dave Chappelle, as of most recent, with the Jewish community, right? And not necessarily all Jews, but you know, the wealthy ones, the really wealthy ones, because not everybody's the same. Anyway, I continue. And why am I bringing up President Trump's, former President Trump's presidency? What's going on today? Here's why. So, the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, right? Which at one time was run by Abe Foxman. Now it's got another guy that's in charge of it. The Anti-Defamation League, which I feel is a hate group. Now they've been making these statements against Kyrie Irving and Kanye West. I'm not going to go into detail about those things, but the ADL has been stressing, and this has been going on for quite some time now, that the black community, right, black folks, have been having an issue with anti-Semitism, right, calling us the face of hatred. Now, last I checked, black people don't hate anybody. As a matter of fact, black people really don't have the power to do anything with any kind of hatred that we might have, right? But we don't hate anybody. I know that for a fact. We may be annoyed with people, and we may have certain sentiments at times, but when it comes to hate, black people are some of the most loving people on this planet, period. That's a fact. If anybody hates on anybody, it's everybody hating on black people. Now, that's a fact. You wouldn't have no NFL, NBA, entertainment, music. None of that shit would happen without us. So how do we hate? That shit don't make no motherfucking sense. Anyway, I digress. I'll continue with the reason this is a big deal, all right? So I mentioned President Trump's running for president again. I mentioned the Anti-Defamation League. I mentioned those three gentlemen, Ye, Kyrie Irving, and Dave Chappelle. And I also mentioned how the Anti-Defamation League, or the ADL, has been calling black folks having an issue with anti-Semitism. Why is this important? Now, right here on the screen, you have the BIE, or the Black Identity Extremists, likely motivated to be targeted by law enforcement, law enforcement officers. This was written in 3rd of August, July 2017. Back then, President Trump, even out of his own mouth, and I'm just going to speak loosely, he was talking about these guys, the Black Identity Extremists, mostly Black Hebrew Israelites. A lot of them times you'll see these brothers on the street, you know, preaching the Bible or the Torah, right? They'll be wearing purple and gold. The first time I remember ever seeing them, I thought they were a bunch of Omegas. For y'all don't know who Omegas are, it's a black fraternity group. I thought they were Omegas because they were wearing so much purple and gold. Just so happens that they are Israelites, Black Hebrew Israelites, they label themselves as. And so they consider themselves to be, or rather that black folks are God's chosen ones. We are Israel, right? Some may agree, some may disagree. However, they have plenty of evidence that they bring to the forefront. So if we had seen things like Hebrews to Negroes, all the volumes, I think there are 3 of them, this is what's discussed, right? So anyway, let's continue. This is an issue because if President Trump goes into office, or he comes close to going into office, I guarantee you this is going to come up once again. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in the description box. You could take a look at it for yourselves. You could see for yourselves. But this will rear its ugly head again, I promise you, right? They're going to talk about the whole Black Identity Extremists. I'll even go as far as to say that there could be a potential false flag attack on a mosque in some Jewish person's house around 13th Avenue in Brooklyn or wherever there might be a lot of Jewish people, right? I could see them getting some, kind of like when the Asians got attacked, they always had a guy in like a bright orange hoodie with a fedora on his head, with a pink fedora, some crazy shit, as a black dude attacking a bunch of Asians during the pandemic, and then they label black people as the face of hatred against Asian people. They're gonna run this same fucking play, I promise you, against the Jews. Very, very much can happen in the very near future. Don't believe me? I mean, yo, let history be your guide. Let history be your teacher. You can see it for yourself. They're going to go ahead and they're going to place the blame on us and blame black people to be the face of hatred. Now, typically, this channel is usually reserved for flat earth, NASA being full of shit. I tell you what, man, all that in some form or sense ties in. It really does. You may think it don't, but it really does. It's all about knowing where you are in this world and in this time, and knowing who we are as a people. Not just black people, but white people. But I'm talking about black people because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? But this is also going to affect you. White man and white woman, Puerto Rican man, Hispanic woman, Asian man, Asian woman. This is going to affect you in some way. You don't have to be black. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be human, but it's going to affect you. So I need us all to pay close attention and see what's going to be happening in the near future. It may not play out. I hope it doesn't play out. But if it does play out, I'm not trying to get, rights as to say, hey, you heard it here first. But I mean, this is part of what a power structure does, right? They run the same play on a group of motherfuckers that are just blind or dumb, deaf, and docile. And they run the same stuff over and over again, which is why it's so important to know your history, know where your money's going, know whose pocket your money's starting to line. You know what I'm saying? And when it's necessary, when to withdraw your money from these things that are actually taken from you and your life and the life of your loved ones as well. So really, that's all I got to say. But yeah, keep an eye out on this. Keep your eyes open because it's just slowly but surely gonna creep this way. I'm telling you, they're gonna go ahead. This is what I foresee. I'm just gonna let you know. They're gonna say that, say the end result is a Hebrew mosque or a Jewish mosque was attacked in Brooklyn, or a bunch of Jewish people were massacred, right, by a black man. It turns out that black man was a Hebrew Israelite. They're going to refer to this black identity extremist shit that was put out by the FBI back in 2017. That was classified to a degree, right? FOUO. And then they're going to be like, well, where'd this person come from? Then they're going to go back and say they were from Dimona, Israel, or someplace in Israel that has a prevalent amount of black people, right? And already you have to remember, Netanyahu is currently the prime minister, once again, Netanyahu's left-handed too, once again, of Israel. They're going to refer back to that. Then they're going to be like, oh shit, this is crazy. There must be something of black people and anti-Semitism and this and that. Then President Trump is going to run on that platform again. He's going to be like, see, and this is why I had this black identity extremist shit, and they're some of the biggest black identity extremist terrorists. I promise you. If you don't believe me, yo, just take a look at how history has played things out. You don't have to take my word for it. That's all I got, family. Tell me what you think. Yo, all I have for you is love, health, wealth, respect, prosperity. But most of all, money, big money, long money, and definitely wisdom. All right? Tell me what you think. I'm out. Love you. Peace.